this is Anne. We're doing the read with me for this giant chunk of a book. And I also have Hazel on the line. She is right here.
Hello.
And this is called The Priory of the Orange Tree. It is by Samantha Shannon. And what are your thoughts for now? Do you love it? Do you hate it?
I love it so far.
Me too. Good. I'm glad you said that. Because the writing is gorgeous.
What's gorgeous?
The writing.
Yeah.
I'm just reading it and I'm in awe.
I think there are two kinds of people when it comes to writing like this. There are the people who enjoy it because it's so beautiful, and there are the people who are like, but that doesn't make any sense, literally. Like, one of the people I subscribe to, who I love her, but she read it and she was like, I think it was actually the very beginning of chapter 3. Let me see if I can find that.
Excuse the blinding light behind me. I'm trying to cover it up with my face.
Yeah, I think it was like the first sentences of chapter 3. Dawn cracked like a heron's egg over Seiki. Dear God, I can't pronounce any of the names.
I think there's a pronunciation guide in the back, but it's such a big book that I can't flip through it that easy.
I don't think it's a pronunciation guide. I think it's just
dang it.
Who they
it's
are.
Just like a glossary.
I know, I checked. It doesn't help.
Oh no. I have this giant book in front of me and I have no help.
But it's Dawn cracked like a heron's egg. Pale light prowled into the room. And she read that and was like, but what does that mean? That doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, it doesn't have to make sense.
Supposed to mean. Oh my gosh. Yeah. A lot of it is really poetic. I'm going to take this ear off so I can hear myself and make sure I'm not yelling. A lot of it is really poetic in nature. And I appreciate that a lot because, I mean, I write poetry. But at the same time, sometimes I'm kind of like, I have no idea what's going on in the scene. But at the same time, I'm like, it's so beautiful, I don't really care.
Well, I mean, some authors I do think go way into the poetic to the point where it, like, there isn't anything concrete. But when it's, I think this has, like, a perfect balance where there's just enough of, like, weird, non-literal stuff, but you can still understand what it's supposed to mean, but also, like, it's not completely, like, weird and nonsensical, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's pretty easy to follow so far. The only thing I'm having trouble with is the names, but that's because I'm terrible with names. Thankfully, it kind of goes over the same people each time, but...
Yeah, there are 4 POV characters.
Yeah, there's a... Oh, shoot, and all the names escape me except for Eid and Loth, because that's the last chapter I read.
Eid...
But yeah, there's Eid, Loth. There was the one the one who just did the trials, and she got to...
I think that's Seiki.
Be in the High Guard. Yes, Seiki.
And then what's his
I can't
face?
pronounce their names either. It makes it hard to.
Roos.
Yeah, the only problem is, like, they'll be introducing characters and I have trouble following, but have they been going over Loth's story a lot, or was that just introduced in the last chapter? Because I couldn't remember if it was introduced before.
His first chapter was chapter 4, I think.
That's what I thought. I haven't seen him before.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is my fake pen. It's terrible.
Yeah, he's only had one chapter, I think.
Okay,
it was chapter 4.
I think it was the most recent chapter that we read was the one where he's brought up. But his story looks really interesting. I'm kind of curious what his background is, because it was kind of like in medias res or whatever, however you pronounce that.
In media res?
That one. I pronounced that wrong my entire life. Wow. On air. But yeah, his is really interesting, but I don't know the background, so I'm really curious what's going on.
Well, I think that's kind of the
looking forward to reading more of his. Yeah. Yeah, I think that probably is, that's the point. But I am really curious what's going on and what's going to come in the future. Because a lot of books, like, if there's a lot of names at the beginning and I can't follow it, I'm like, I don't know if I can follow this. But this one hasn't been that hard to follow. I mean, there's a lot of names, but other than that, they do kind of stick to the same plot, same characters. So I'm really curious what's going to happen next with. I'm thinking that Seiki is going to end up being a dragon rider and then maybe lose it all. Is what I'm thinking might happen. That's my prediction, but.
I think at this point it's set up to where she basically has to be a dragon rider, like just because of the way everything is being set up. I think a bigger question is which dragon she's gonna ride.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm kind of thinking that like the one that was described as like a milky jade green or whatever seemed like there was hints that was gonna be her dragon.
Okay, yeah. I was curious about the oldest one. The one that had the wings. That one, I was curious what the background would be. I kind of hope she writes more history in this this universe.
Yeah.
This, fantasy universe.
I think I saw something that said someone was asking if it was a standalone or if there was going to be more, and I think she said she wants to do more in the same world.
Oh, yes!
Hopefully
not 800 pages, but...
But, like, along that same line, I really love it so far because, I mean, I love dragons, and I love the way that, like, Samantha Shannon is using different cultural versions of dragons and like making it into a religion. It's really cool.
That stuff, and like the fact that one culture adores them and the other culture finds them completely evil. And I'm really curious about the disease as well that the East and the West carry for each other. Like, wasn't that guy the guy in the first chapter? He was from the East and he came to the West. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that guy who shows up randomly in the first chapter.
Yeah,
he's
and he had the red disease or whatever. See,
I'm not sure there is, at least in the time of the story, that there is any disease. It, like, I'm not saying there never was any disease, but it could just be, like, right now, they still say there's disease so that people don't interact with each other.
I was thinking that too. Like, that they just made it up so they'd stay away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to come back. He probably is. But
I mean, unless he dies.
I'm wondering when he comes back, because he hasn't come back yet.
Yeah.
But
one thing I'm sort of having fun doing is like the different cultures are based on different real world cultures. And I'm having or they're at least somewhat similar to real world cultures. Well, I think she says that somewhere, like, in the very beginning. Okay. Yeah, the fictional lands of the Priory of the Orange Tree are inspired by events and legends from various parts of the world. None is intended as a faithful representation of any one country or culture at any point in history. But it's still, like, they're loosely based on different cultures. And I'm kind of having fun trying to identify them with different cultures.
Yeah.
Like, there was something in one of the chapters in the West, in the Queendom of Innis, that someone mentioned the Downs, and I was like, I think this is supposed to be England, because there are the Downs in England.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm kind of having fun with that.
Yeah. That would be interesting to trace. I'm currently just having to force myself to sit down and read at all. So I haven't gotten that in depth with it. I'm not the most avid of readers in this point in my life. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I think what I'm going to do is set a timer every day and just read for like 30 minutes. Force myself. But I think that'll help me get through it faster. Mm-hmm. But yeah. But I think that's all my thoughts on it. Do you have anything more?
Not right now.
Okay. Then I guess we conclude the first episode of Read With Me. Okay. Well, us. Let's read with me with us. I'm Anne, and this is Hazel, and we are good to go. Bye, guys.